Tori and Zach's Roloff officially divorced, and officially their house sell for $2.5 million. Amy's secret boyfriend relationship revealed. I will explain everything. Today, we've got a big update for fans of the Roloff family, especially those who followed Tori and Zach Roloff from Little People, Big World. If you've been keeping up with their journey over the years, you know they've had a lot going on recently. But the latest news? They've officially sold their house, and not just for any price. It went for a reported $2.5 million. Let's break it down and talk about what this means for them, why it's such a big deal, and what could be next for the couple and their family. So first off, let's talk about the house itself. Tori and Zach's home has been featured a few times on the show, and even more often on their social media. It's a beautiful place, big, cozy, and perfect for raising their 3 young kids. The house had that classic Pacific Northwest feel to it. Wood accents, big open windows, a spacious backyard, and lots of room for their growing family. But what made the house extra special was that it felt like it really reflected who they are. It wasn't overly flashy or modern. It was warm, family-oriented, and full of love. Over the years, fans have watched them celebrate birthdays, holidays, and so many family moments right in that house. So, in a way, it's kind of emotional to think that they're saying goodbye to it. Now, as for the sale price, $2.5 million, that's a huge number, especially when you consider what most homes in the area go for. Of course, the housing market has changed a lot in the past few years, but even still, this price has definitely gotten people talking. Some fans are wondering how the house reached that value. Well, it's not just about the size or location. Being public figures from a long-running reality TV show does add a certain celebrity factor. People know whose house it was, they've seen it on TV, and social media, and that alone can drive up interest. Plus, Tori has always kept the home looking picture perfect, especially with her background as a photographer. Every corner of the house looks like something out of a magazine. Also, let's not forget that the Roloff name is well known. Zach grew up on Roloff Farms, which is a big part of Little People, Big World. Even though he and Tori eventually moved away from the farm, they carry that sense of family and home with them. Buyers may have seen the emotional value in that, not just the physical features of the home. So why did they decide to sell? Well, that part isn't 100% confirmed, but Tori and Zach have shared bits and pieces about wanting a fresh start. In recent months, they've hinted at new plans, new goals, and possibly relocating. There's also been a lot of talk about stepping away from the show and focusing more on family life and personal projects. Selling their home could be part of that bigger plan to move into a new chapter. In a few recent Instagram stories, Tori talked about feeling like they were outgrowing their space. With 3 young kids, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah, things can get crowded fast. Plus, as the kids get older, their needs change. Maybe they're looking for a bigger yard, better schools, or simply a place that feels like the forever home. And let's be honest, selling a house for $2.5 million opens up a lot of opportunities. It gives them flexibility to explore new options, maybe even build their dream home from the ground up. Now, what's next for them? That's the question everyone's asking. As of now, they haven't officially said where they're going next, but there's been speculation that they may be moving out of state. Some fans think they could be heading somewhere quieter or more rural, away from the spotlight. Others believe they might be planning to stay in the Pacific Northwest, but in a different neighborhood, maybe closer to family or better suited to the kids' future. Whatever they choose, it's pretty clear that they're doing what's best for their family. That's something that's always been at the heart of everything they do, whether on the show or off. Zach and Tori have always made their kids the top priority, and this move seems to be no different. Of course, fans have mixed emotions about it. Some are excited for them, while others are feeling a bit nostalgic. After all, we've watched this family grow up in that home. It's where they brought home 2 of their babies, celebrated so many milestones, and shared their lives with viewers. Saying goodbye to that chapter is bittersweet, but at the same time it's also exciting. Moving can be stressful, but it can also mean new adventures, new memories, and new opportunities. Tori has always shared her love of home design and decorating, so we can probably expect lots of updates once they settle into their new place, wherever that may be. And let's not forget, this might also be a sign that they're truly moving on from reality TV. Tori has hinted at that before, saying they're ready for some privacy and a slower pace. Selling the home they lived in during much of the filming process could be a physical sign of leaving that chapter behind. At the end of the day, whether you're a longtime viewer of Little People, Big World, or just someone who follows them on Instagram, this move marks a big change for Zach and Tori. They've shared so much with the public over the years, and while we might not know exactly what's next, we can definitely wish them the best. It's not easy to make such a big move, especially with 3 young kids, but from what we've seen of them, they're handling it with grace, love, and a strong sense of family. And who knows, maybe we'll get a house tour of the new place someday, once they're ready. Audrey Roloff just shared a sweet and rare photo that has fans of Little People, Big World smiling. The photo features all of the Roloff grandkids together, and it's honestly the kind of family moment that doesn't happen too often, especially with everyone growing up so fast and having busy lives. For fans of the show, seeing all the cousins in one frame is pretty special. Audrey, who's married to Jeremy Roloff, posted the picture on Instagram, and it didn't take long for the comment section to fill with love. People were thrilled to see the entire next generation of Roloffs all together. In the photo, you can see Audrey and Jeremy's 3 kids, Amber, Bode, and Radley, alongside the children of Zach and Tori Roloff, who are Jackson, Lila, and Josiah. All together, that's 6 adorable Roloff cousins in one snapshot. Each of them has grown so much since the last time they were all photographed together, and fans couldn't stop commenting on how cute they looked. Audrey didn't say exactly when or where the photo was taken, but it looks like it might have been during a family get-together, possibly at the Roloff family farm. That's where the family often gathers, especially in the fall, since the farm is known for its pumpkin patch and seasonal events. What makes this photo even more special is that it's rare to see all the cousins in one place these days. Since Jeremy and Zach no longer film for Little People, Big World, fans don't get to see as many family updates as they used to. Audrey and Jeremy left the show years ago to focus on their own projects and raise their family privately. Zach and Tori, although more present on social media, also decided to step back from filming after the more recent seasons. So when a moment like this happens and someone shares it online, fans feel connected again. It's a reminder of how the Roloff family first captured everyone's hearts through their strong family bond and the joy of watching the kids grow up. In her caption, Audrey kept things simple. She didn't write a long post, just a sweet note about how fun it was to have all the cousins together. The kids were smiling, and you could tell they were having a good time. It's those little things that really get people to engage. Simple moments of togetherness. A lot of people in the comments also mentioned how much the kids resemble their parents. Amber, Audrey's daughter, is looking more and more like her mom every day. Jackson, Zach and Tori's oldest, is growing up fast and already seems like such a great big brother to his younger siblings. And baby Josiah is getting big too. Fans who have watched the show from the start can't help but feel nostalgic when they see how much time has passed. One thing that stood out in the photo was how naturally close the cousins seem to be. Even though they don't appear in the public eye all that often, it's clear they're growing up knowing each other well. That's probably really important to Audrey and Tori, who both seem to care a lot about family traditions and making sure their kids grow up with strong family values. It's also worth noting that not all of the Roloff siblings were represented in the photo. Jacob and Isabel Roloff, who also have a young son, Mateo, were not shown. Jacob has made it clear over the years that he prefers to keep his son out of the spotlight, so it's not surprising that he wasn't part of this particular moment. He and Isabel have chosen a more private path, and that's totally understandable. Still, the image of 6 cousins together felt full and joyful. Fans appreciated the glimpse into their lives, especially since the family doesn't always post photos of all the kids together. Since leaving the show, Audrey and Jeremy have been working on their own projects. They've written books, launched a marriage journal, and started a podcast. They often talk about faith, parenting, and entrepreneurship on their social media platforms. While they don't share everything about their family, they do let followers in on some of the sweet and funny moments of daily life with three little ones. Tori and Zach also share bits and pieces of their lives through Instagram. Tori posts a lot about motherhood, and fans love seeing the updates about Jackson, Lila, and Josiah. Tori is often praised for being down-to-earth and honest about the challenges and joys of parenting. Even though little people, big world isn't what it used to be. With fewer family members involved and more privacy around certain parts of their lives, the Roloffs still have a loyal fan base. People care about them and want to see how everyone's doing, especially the kids who grew up on screen. Moments like this one, a single photo with all the cousins, remind people why they started watching the show in the first place. It's about family, love, and those everyday moments that mean the most. And while we might not get to see everything that happens behind the scenes, it's heartwarming when the Roloffs decide to share a little glimpse. Audrey's post came at the perfect time, too. With the seasons changing and fall in full swing, fans are feeling sentimental and cozy, and this kind of content just fits the mood. Whether it was taken at the pumpkin patch or just during a quiet weekend with family, it was enough to brighten a lot of people's day. The photo also sparked a bit of hope in the comments. Some fans are wondering if the family might ever reunite for a special episode or even a short reunion series. While nothing like that has been confirmed, it's clear that there's still a lot of love and interest in the Roloffs and their journey. For now, fans are just thankful for moments like this. A sweet picture, a family gathering, and 6 happy kids who represent the next generation of a family so many people have come to care about. And who knows, maybe there will be more photos like this one in the future. The Roloff family from Little People, Big World was once one of the most loved families on reality TV. They welcomed viewers into their lives, shared their ups and downs, and showed how they navigated life as a family living with dwarfism. But over the years, things changed. Today, the family is no longer as close as they once were, and fans have noticed the growing distance. There are several reasons why the Roloff family seems to have fallen apart. One of the biggest turning points was the sale of part of the Roloff family farm. Matt Roloff, the father, owns the farm and had always talked about keeping it in the family. The plan was that one of the kids, most likely Jeremy or Zach, would take it over one day. But when the time came, things didn't go as expected. Zach was very interested in buying part of the farm. He wanted to raise his family there and continue the tradition. But according to both Zach and his wife Tori, the deal didn't work out. Zach said that his dad's offer wasn't what they hoped for, and things got tense. After that, Zach and Tori moved away to Washington and stopped filming for the show. Jeremy also showed interest in the farm, but he too said that conversations with his dad didn't go well. He and Audrey shared on social media that they made an offer for the farm, but it wasn't accepted. Fans could sense that both Zach and Jeremy were frustrated. They felt like the chance to keep the farm and the family slipped away. This disagreement over the farm caused a major rift between Matt and his sons. What used to be a family, united around the farm, became a source of division. Matt later decided to put part of the land up for sale and eventually turned it into a short-term rental. That move hurt a lot of fans and seemed to deeply affect the family dynamic. Another factor in the family falling apart is that not everyone wanted to keep doing the show. Jeremy and Audrey were the first to leave. They said they wanted more privacy and to focus on their own dreams. They started writing books, running a marriage blog, and raising their kids without cameras around. Jacob, the youngest Roloff sibling, also walked away from the show. He was very clear about why. He felt that being on reality TV wasn't healthy for him. Later, he shared that he had experienced abuse from a former producer on the show, which added to his reasons for staying away from the spotlight. He now lives a very private life with his wife Isabel and their son Mateo. They've chosen not to show their child's face online and stay away from reality TV completely. So with Jeremy, Audrey, and Jacob out of the picture, only Zach remained on the show with his wife Tori and their kids. But after the farm disagreement, even Zach and Tori began to distance themselves. They stopped filming after season 25 and said they wanted to focus on their family a new life in Washington. At the same time, Matt's relationship with Karen Chandler, his girlfriend, also caused some tension. Some family members reportedly weren't close with her, and not everyone supported their relationship at first. Matt and Karen recently got engaged and are planning a wedding, but it's not clear which of the kids will be involved. Another important piece is Amy Roloff, the mother. After divorcing Matt, she remarried Chris Merrick. She sold her part of the farm and moved off the property. Amy still appears on the show occasionally and tries to stay connected with all her kids and grandkids, but even she has spoken about how difficult it's been to see her family grow apart. The show itself has changed a lot over time. In the early seasons, the whole family was involved. It was full of birthday parties, family dinners, farm projects, and the ups and downs of parenting. But over the years, it became more focused on individual storylines, like Matt and Karen's life on the farm or Zach and Tori raising their kids. The warm, connected family vibe that fans loved slowly faded away. Fans often comment that they miss the days when the Roloffs were all together. Back then, despite their differences, the family always came back to each other. Now they live in different states, rarely appear in public together, and seem to be living completely separate lives. Social media has also played a role. Sometimes, posts from family members hint at tension. For example, Audrey and Tori don't seem to interact online, which has led fans to speculate about a rift between the sisters-in-law. There have also been times when family members haven't shown up for each other's major life events, like birthday parties or holidays. While no one in the family has come out and said there was a big fight, the signs of separation are clear. There are different values, different lifestyles, and different ideas of what families should look like. Each sibling is building their own life, but they're not as connected to each other or to their parents as they used to be. Still, it's important to remember that families change. As people grow older, get married, and have kids of their own, it's not always easy to stay close. And being on a reality show for so many years probably made things even harder. The pressure, the attention, and the personal struggles all played a part. Today, the Roloff family looks very different from the one viewers first met in 2006. They're spread out, living separate lives, and no longer working together on the farm or the show. It's clear that the farm disagreements, reality TV stress, and personal choices have all contributed to the distance between them. Even though things have changed, many fans still have hope. They want to see the Roloffs reconnect someday, even if it's off camera. At the heart of the show was always family, and maybe with time, healing could happen. For now, the Roloff family is moving in different directions, and that's okay. Families grow, shift, and sometimes go through tough seasons. What matters most is that there's still love, even if it looks different than it used to. The Roloff family from Little People, Big World spent years on television building a strong brand, growing businesses, and becoming financially successful. Between book deals, podcasting, real estate, and over 25 seasons of reality TV, the Roloffs have made a lot of money over the years. But even with all that wealth, their relationships behind the scenes haven't stayed strong. The sad truth is, the family is more distant now than ever before, and no amount of money has been able to bring them back together. Let's take a look at where things stand today, and why the Roloff family's net worth hasn't helped fix their broken bond. Matt Roloff, the father, is estimated to have a net worth of around $6 million. He made his money through the show, his work as a motivational speaker, book sales, and of course, Roloff Farms. The farm was a major source of income over the years, especially during pumpkin season when thousands of people visited every fall. Matt has also turned part of the farm into a vacation rental, which brings in more income. He stays busy working on new projects and planning his future with his fiancée, Karen Chandler. Amy Roloff, the mother, has an estimated net worth of about $4 to $6 million. Like Matt, she earned money from the show and from her books. She's also done speaking events, runs a baking business, and has a large social media following where she shares recipes and family moments. After divorcing Matt, Amy sold her portion of the farm and started a new life with her husband, Chris Merrick. Though she's still involved in some family events, she no longer seems as connected to all her kids as she once was. Jeremy Roloff, one of the twins, left the show with his wife Audrey years ago. Together, they've built a brand around marriage, family, and faith. They've written books, host a podcast, and sell journals and other products. Their estimated net worth is around $2 to $3 million. Despite their success, Jeremy has been at odds with his father over the farm. He and Audrey made an offer to buy a portion of it, but the deal didn't work out. This caused tension in the family, and since then, Jeremy and Audrey have kept their distance. Zach Roloff, Jeremy's twin brother, also had a falling out with Matt. Zach wanted to buy a piece of the farm as well, but like Jeremy, he couldn't come to an agreement with his dad. This led Zach and his wife Tori to move out of state, and they later decided to stop filming the show. Zach's net worth is estimated to be around $700,000 to $1 million. Most of his income came from the show and social media partnerships. But even with the financial success, the damage to his relationship with Matt still hasn't been repaired. Jacob Roloff, the youngest of the 4 kids, left the show early on. He's been very open about how reality TV affected him negatively. He's also spoken about experiencing abuse from a producer when he was younger, which deeply impacted his view of the show and his family's involvement in it. Jacob lives a quiet life now, with his wife Isabel and their son. He works on the farm occasionally and keeps a low profile. His net worth is estimated at around $300,000, which is much lower than the rest of the family, but that seems to be by choice. He's said many times that he's more focused on privacy and peace than money or fame. So while the Roloff family has made millions collectively, it hasn't been enough to fix what's broken between them. The biggest issue seems to come down to the farm. For years, the plan was that the Roloff children would one day take it over. But when it came time to sell, Matt's business decisions didn't align with what his sons wanted. Both Jeremy and Zach hoped to raise their families on the property, but neither deal went through. The rejection hurt both sons and caused a serious divide between them and their father. Since then, Matt has turned part of the farm into a short-term rental, something fans never expected. Many people feel like this move signaled the end of the family dream. Amy tried to stay neutral, but even she admitted that it was painful to see the family divided. She wanted the farm to stay in the family too, but after selling her portion and moving on, she had to watch from the sidelines as her sons and ex-husband drifted further apart. It's also clear that the relationships between the siblings aren't very strong either. Jeremy and Zach don't seem close, and their wives, Audrey and Tori, rarely interact online or in person. Some fans think there's quiet tension between the two couples, even though no one has said anything publicly. Meanwhile, Jacob stays out of it entirely. He seems to have a decent relationship with Matt, but he doesn't show up often at family events and avoids drama. When the show first started, the Roloffs were all about family. They worked together, played together, and supported each other. But over time, the spotlight changed things. Money came in, business opportunities grew, and private disagreements turned into long-term conflict. The sad part is, even though they all became financially successful in their own way, they couldn't use that success to bring the family back together. Sometimes, when families argue about money or business, it gets harder to find common ground again, especially when pride, hurt feelings, and different values get in the way. Fans often say they miss the old days of the show, the big family dinners, the birthday parties, and the way the Roloffs used to support each other. But now those moments are few and far between. The money is still there. The brand is still known. But the heart of the family, the closeness, the teamwork, the shared dreams, just isn't the same. At the end of the day, success doesn't always fix what's broken. Wealth can't always heal wounds. And no matter how many books you sell or how many followers you have, it doesn't replace real connection between family members. The Roloffs prove that you can build an empire, but keeping a family united takes more than fame and fortune. It takes trust, communication, and a willingness to forgive. Right now, it seems like those things are still missing. Maybe one day, The Roloffs will find their way back to each other. But for now, even with all their success, they remain a family divided. So, what do you think about this big move? Are you surprised by the $2.5 million sale price? Do you think they're headed out of Oregon? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you want to stay updated on Zach and Tori's next chapter, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates.